Behind closed doors and deep traditions, some families in China live lives so unique they defy explanation. These stories blend history, mystery, and culture in ways few have ever seen. From ghost marriages uniting souls beyond the grave to a village living inside a cave, what defines family here may leave you speechless. Get ready to witness the 15 most unusual families in China. Number 15. Chen Family Compound. When 4 generations live happily under one roof, family gatherings become a daily celebration. Just ask the Chen family in Shanxi. Since the 1980s, the Chen family has embraced traditional values, choosing to share a single large compound and enjoy meals together daily. Chen Zhiping, the respected 84-year-old patriarch, and his 80-year-old wife, Gao Guilong, represent the family's first generation. Their oldest son, Chen Quanchang, along with his 2 younger brothers, form the second generation. These 3 brothers have a total of 7 children, making up the 3rd generation, who in turn have 7 children of their own, the youngest generation. With spouses included, this incredible extended family now totals 34 members. Their family compound underwent significant expansion in 2015. Funded by Chen Quanchang and his brothers, the new addition brought the home's total floor space to over 8,000 square feet. The construction and decoration cost them nearly $150,000, but the Chens feel it's worth every penny. At the heart of their home is a spacious kitchen featuring an enormous pan, capable of cooking meals large enough to feed nearly 40 people at once. For festivals and important occasions, the entire family gathers together, cherishing quality time and celebrating their shared bonds. Number 14. Chiang Family. When it comes to powerful families in modern Chinese history, few names carry more weight than the Chiang family. This political dynasty, rooted in both mainland China and Taiwan, began with Chiang Kai-shek, one of the most influential and controversial figures of the 20th century. Chiang Kai-shek rose to prominence as the leader of the Republic of China and the Chinese Nationalist Party, Kuomintang. After the Chinese Civil War, he retreated with his government to Taiwan in 1949, where he continued to lead the island until his death in 1975. His son, Chiang Ching-kuo, later became president of Taiwan, guiding the country through political reform and economic development during the late 20th century. But the Chiang family's story doesn't end there. In January 2023, the political legacy took a 4th-generation leap when Chiang Wan-an, a great-grandson of Chiang Kai-shek, was sworn in as the mayor of Taipei. At 44, he became the youngest person ever to hold that position. A US-born lawyer turned politician, Chiang Wan-an's rise sparked renewed attention on the family name and on Taiwan's evolving relationship with its past. Despite controversy surrounding the Chiang family's historical legacy, especially regarding authoritarian rule, the family remains a symbol of both continuity and transformation in Taiwanese politics. From wartime leader to reformist president to a modern mayor, the Chiang family's journey is anything but ordinary. Number 13. The Ren family mega photo. The crowded family reunion seemed tame compared to Zhejiang's Ren family, famous for taking big gatherings to extremes. On January 31, 2017, during the Chinese New Year celebrations, the Ren family organized one of the largest family reunions ever documented, bringing together over 500 relatives from 7 generations for an unforgettable family portrait. This incredible event was held in Xishe Village, Shenzhou, Zhejiang Province, at their ancestral home. Getting everyone in the frame required some creative planning, so the organizers brought in a drone just to snap a single panoramic photograph of the enormous group. The spectacular image quickly went viral, attracting attention from around the globe. But organizing this massive gathering was no easy task. Family elders spent more than 2.5 years carefully tracing the family lineage, contacting relatives scattered across multiple provinces and countries, including Beijing, Shanghai, and even Taiwan. Family members ranged in age from newborn babies to those in their 90s. Surprisingly, they all managed to gather together, showcasing the powerful tradition and family bonds deeply valued in Chinese culture. When asked about future reunions, The family joked that they would probably need an even bigger space. After all, in a family that big, the guest list keeps growing every year. So next time you feel overwhelmed by your relatives, remember the Ren family, a reunion so massive it made international news. Number 12. Yhanala Family. Beijing's Yhanala family carries an extraordinary legacy as descendants of the Manchu clan that shaped China's Qing dynasty. Today, despite centuries of dramatic historical changes, this proud family is rediscovering and celebrating their unique Manchu roots. Historically, the Yhanala clan produced one of China's most famous figures, Empress Dowager Cixi, who wielded enormous influence during the late Qing dynasty. But after the Qing Empire collapsed in 1911, the Manchus faced tremendous pressure to integrate, often abandoning their language, traditions, and even their distinctive surnames. In recent years, however, the Yhanala descendants have begun reconnecting with their heritage. Family members in Beijing have embraced traditional Manchu clothing, studied their nearly lost language, and revived ancestral customs, particularly during important festivals. They've proudly reclaimed their distinctive surname, Yhanala, a meaningful act symbolizing their cultural revival. This renewed pride is part of a wider revival among the nearly 10 million ethnic Manchus across China, who increasingly cherish and celebrate their unique history. The younger generations of the Yhanala family now actively promote Manchu traditions, from calligraphy and dance to cuisine and storytelling, bridging the gap between their imperial past and contemporary life. So, while most families simply gather for holidays, the Yhanala family in Beijing celebrates their rich imperial heritage, proving that embracing one's roots can be a powerful source of identity. Number 11. Unique sisterhood wish. China's Ji family from Jiangsu province has a family story that makes unusual seem ordinary. For years, this couple desperately wished for a son. Instead, they ended up having 9 daughters, and they gave each one the same name to express their enduring hope. In traditional Chinese culture, sons have long been valued as essential for carrying on the family name. Motivated by this tradition, the Ji parents named each of their 9 daughters Dai, meaning younger brother, clearly signaling their hope for a future son. But despite their repeated attempts, the elusive son never arrived. Ranging widely in age, all 9 sisters grew up bearing the same unusual name, a constant reminder of their parents' deep-rooted desire. Though the naming attracted national and international attention and plenty of criticism, the Ji parents insisted that their intentions were genuine, driven purely by cultural expectations rather than disappointment in their daughters. Eventually, facing significant public scrutiny and practical issues with documentation, the family considered renaming their daughters with individual identities. Still, their story sparked important conversations about traditional gender preferences and their impacts on families, especially in modern China. Despite the controversy, the Ji family remains an extraordinary example of how deeply ingrained cultural norms can shape personal lives. Whether or not their naming decision was wise, their unusual story is now widely known, an unforgettable testament to the strength and complexity of family traditions. Number 10. Dual home couples. When it comes to complex family arrangements, China's Liang Tudun couples redefine the game with 2 homes to manage. This intriguing phenomenon has emerged as a popular living style, especially among younger couples seeking a harmonious balance between personal space and married life. In major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, some couples choose to maintain 2 separate apartments, spending their weekdays apart and only reuniting on weekends or holidays. While this might seem unusual, couples who follow this trend claim it greatly reduces stress, provides privacy, and even makes their relationship stronger by avoiding everyday conflicts. This arrangement gained popularity partly due to China's rapid urbanization and modern work pressures, where commuting long distances or differing lifestyles cause friction between spouses. With Liang Tudun, each partner retains their independence, allowing space for individual interests, habits, and routines without interfering with the marital bond. However, critics argue this arrangement weakens traditional family structures, viewing it as a threat to close-knit family values. Others suggest it's simply an innovative solution to modern marital challenges. Either way, this lifestyle continues to intrigue people worldwide. Chinese social media is filled with debates about whether two homes really can strengthen a marriage or if it signals deeper issues.
Number 9.
Naming by generation. In traditional Chinese families, the selection of a child's name transcends the mere aesthetic of sound. It embodies a deeply thoughtful and multifaceted process steeped in cultural significance, familial hierarchy, and the preservation of family legacy. One of the most intriguing customs within this naming tradition is the use of generation names, particularly prevalent in large or multi-generational households. A generation name is a specific character that is consistently shared among all siblings, or sometimes cousins of the same generation, typically on the paternal side of the family. This shared character is strategically placed either before or after a child's unique name character, creating a structured naming convention that reflects birth order and familial ties. For instance, in a family with 5 sons, the second-generation boys may all incorporate the character De in their names, which could manifest as Zhang Dewei or Zhang Deming. The subsequent generation might adopt a different shared character, such as Guang, illustrating the ongoing evolution of naming practices. Often these characters are pre-selected from a family poem or a specialized naming book that has been meticulously compiled over generations, allowing some families to plan names centuries in advance. Additionally, birth order characters, for example, characters denoting eldest, second, or youngest, may also feature prominently, especially within older traditions or more formal contexts. This aspect of naming highlights the importance of hierarchy and order within the family structure. This nuanced system not only serves to distinguish generations but also reinforces respect for familial hierarchy, unity, and ancestral heritage. Even today, many families choose to uphold this tradition, adapting it in various ways that resonate with contemporary life while remaining firmly rooted in their cultural lineage. The practice fosters a sense of belonging and continuity, emphasizing the enduring bond between past and present generations.
Number 8.
Independent marriage. In many parts of the world, it's common for women to take their husband's last name after marriage. But in China, tradition says otherwise. In fact, Chinese women have historically kept their own surnames after marriage, a practice that dates back thousands of years and reflects deep-rooted Confucian values. According to traditional Chinese belief, a person's surname is not just a name, it represents their ancestral lineage and lifelong connection to their birth family. For women, that connection remains intact even after marriage. So, while a woman might be socially referred to using her husband's surname, in conversation or in certain customs, like Mrs. Wang, her legal and formal name remains unchanged. This isn't a modern feminist innovation. It's an enduring cultural norm. Even in ancient times, women retained their maiden names throughout their lives. They didn't legally become part of their husband's family in the way names might suggest in Western traditions. Instead, they continued to represent their natal family, even while fulfilling roles in their husband's household. Today, this practice continues across mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and other Chinese-speaking communities. While it might seem progressive from a modern standpoint, it's actually a long-standing part of Chinese society. It's tradition. In Chinese culture, marriage might unite households, but names stay true to where you came from.
Get ready for today's mystic topic.
What's the strangest family photo you've ever seen? This one from China definitely tops the list. Check out those long arms and the super tall neck in the middle. Creepy or fascinating? Could this be a new cultural expression or just some wild internet art? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to mention #MysticTopic.
Number 7.
Dual-headed households. In modern China, family life is evolving, and one of the most interesting changes is the rise of the so-called two-headed household. This term describes a unique living arrangement where two generations, usually parents and their adult children, share the same home, but run their lives quite independently. Both generations live under one roof, often to save on housing costs or provide mutual support. They may cook together, help raise grandchildren, or look after aging parents. But when it comes to money, responsibilities, and decision-making, each generation handles its own. Separate bank accounts, separate budgets, and sometimes even separate grocery lists. Unlike the traditional Chinese model where parents typically supported the younger generation financially and later depended on them in return, this modern setup reflects a shift toward personal independence within the family unit. Young couples may prefer privacy and autonomy, while still valuing the practical benefits of living close to parents, especially when childcare or elder care is needed. Two-headed households don't exactly fit the old mold of the extended family, but they don't go fully nuclear either. They exist somewhere in between, a hybrid model that's becoming increasingly common in urban China as living costs rise and lifestyles change. So, while the house is shared, the lives within it may run on parallel tracks.
Number 6.
Cave Village. In a world filled with high-rises and smart homes, it might surprise you to learn that some families in China still live in actual caves. The Zhongdong village, nestled deep in the mountains of Guizhou province, is one of the last remaining cave-dwelling communities in the country. Located in Ziyun County, Zhongdong sits inside a massive limestone cave more than 5,600 feet above sea level. For decades, families have lived in this natural shelter, carving out a lifestyle that is both traditional and remarkably self-sustaining. Roughly 100 people from about 18 households have called this cave home, relying on farming and livestock to support themselves. What's fascinating is how they've adapted the cave into a functioning village. Inside, you'll find wooden homes built under the cavernous rock ceiling, with kitchens, bedrooms, and even a basketball hoop. At one point, Zhongdong even had a school inside the cave, until it was closed in 2008 for not meeting modern infrastructure standards. The local government has made efforts to resettle families in more modern housing nearby, but many residents have chosen to remain, saying the cave offers natural insulation, protection from the elements, and a deep connection to their ancestral roots. Zhongdong isn't just a place, it's a lifestyle. It shows how people can thrive in even the most unconventional environments, blending nature and tradition in a way that's nearly disappeared from the modern world.
Number 5.
China's matriarchal mountain society. High in the mountains near Lugu Lake in Yunnan and Sichuan provinces lives one of the most unique and unusual family systems in the world, the Mosuo people, often called the Kingdom of Women. In a culture that flips many traditional norms upside down, the Mosuo follow a matrilineal structure where women lead the household, inheritance passes through the mother, and men never take the role of head of the family. What sets the Mosuo apart most is their tradition of walking marriages. Instead of formal weddings, women may choose lovers freely, and relationships remain flexible. Men do not move in or become part of their partner's household. Instead, they live in their mother's home and visit their partner at night, returning to their own family each morning. Children are raised by the woman's extended family, and the biological father has little to no formal role in their upbringing. Property and responsibility are passed from mother to daughter, and the oldest woman in the family typically serves as the head of the household. This matriarchal system allows Mosuo women exceptional authority in both domestic and economic matters, which is rare in most of the world. Though modernization and tourism have introduced new influences, many Mosuo families continue to honor their traditional structure, balancing contemporary life with cultural pride. In a world where patriarchal systems dominate, the Mosuo show us what family looks like when women are truly in charge.
Number 4.
Never sharing pairs. In Chinese culture, certain foods carry meanings far beyond their taste, and when it comes to pairs, there's one rule everyone knows: never share one. The superstition comes down to language. Sharing a pair and separating are pronounced the same in Mandarin, turning a sweet phrase into a bittersweet one. For couples, friends, or close family members, slicing and sharing a pair might be seen as inviting a breakup or emotional distance. That's why, even today, many Chinese people will avoid splitting a pair between two people, especially during important events like weddings, reunions, or romantic dates. Just give them the whole thing. Cutting it in half and offering them a piece might seem polite, but symbolically, it's saying goodbye. This belief, like many in Chinese tradition, reflects a deep respect for harmony in relationships. Even small gestures are thought to influence emotional connections, and avoiding something as simple as a shared pair becomes a way of preserving unity and luck.
Number 3.
China's ghost marriages. In some of China's most unusual families, love and marriage don't end with death. They begin there. In rural parts of the country, a centuries-old custom still lingers. Ghost marriages where one, or sometimes both, of the newlyweds is deceased. These families don't see it as morbid, they see it as necessary. The belief is spiritual and deeply rooted. If someone dies unmarried, especially at a young age, their spirit may become lonely, restless, or even bring bad luck to the living. So families step in. They arrange marriages between spirits to restore balance, offer companionship in the afterlife, and protect the lineage. Sometimes it's two deceased individuals being married. Other times, a living person agrees, out of duty or a broken promise, to wed someone who has already passed. These families host full ceremonies, symbolic offerings, paper effigies, ancestral blessings, and banquet tables set for a bride or groom who isn't physically there. Though not recognized by law and much rarer today, the tradition still exists in isolated areas. In some tragic cases, demand for female corpses has fueled black market crimes, bringing legal crackdowns and national attention. But for families who believe, ghost marriages are not about superstition. They're about family honor, spiritual peace, and keeping promises, even beyond the grave.
Number 2.
Fruit of fortune. In some of China's most tradition-rooted families, even fruit carries meaning, and oranges and tangerines are anything but ordinary. During Chinese New Year, these golden fruits become symbols of wealth, luck, and family unity. Parents pass them to children. Elders gift them to the younger generations. When visiting family or friends, it's customary to bring a pear and receive a pear in return. It's more than a polite gesture. It's a ritual of exchanging fortune and blessings. In Cantonese, the word for tangerine sounds like luck, and the word for orange sounds like wealth. Their round, golden appearance seals the deal. They look like prosperity. That's why homes are filled with them, displayed in bowls or offered at ancestor altars. Businesses follow suit, hoping that this family-rooted tradition will bring in a prosperous year. For many Chinese families, these fruits aren't snacks. They're seasonal talismans passed hand to hand as a wish for good fortune.
Number 1.
China's faithful fusion families. In the Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region of north-central China, Hui Muslim families have created a rich cultural tapestry by blending Islamic faith with elements of Han Chinese traditions, a unique balance that sets them apart in one of the world's most culturally complex societies. The Hui people are ethnically Chinese but practice Islam, and their families proudly maintain religious traditions that stretch back centuries. From daily prayers and Arabic calligraphy on their walls to the careful observance of halal dietary laws, Hui families navigate life with deep spiritual discipline while speaking Mandarin and participating in many aspects of mainstream Chinese life. One of the clearest expressions of their identity lies in the kitchen. Pork, a staple in most Chinese households, is strictly avoided, and meals are prepared under halal guidelines. Lamb and beef dishes dominate, often cooked with Chinese spices and techniques, but always in accordance with Islamic principles. When it comes to weddings, Hui customs stand out. Ceremonies include a nikah officiated by an imam, and modest dress is observed by all. Celebrations combine Chinese hospitality with Islamic values, showcasing a graceful blend of both worlds. In a country where Han culture is overwhelmingly dominant, Hui families in Ningxia have become a symbol of resilient identity, preserving religious traditions while integrating seamlessly into the broader national fabric. Thanks for watching. Which story caught your attention the most? Drop a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more unique content. Hit the bell to stay notified. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.